So I'm going to call to order the Design Review Committee special meeting of Wednesday, July 8th to order. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
To the flag of the United States, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. Let the record show that we have everyone here today. It's nice. Public forum, any one person can address the committee on any items that's not on the agenda. Do we have anything? All right. Consent calendar. We didn't have anything on this, did we? No. So jump into item number 5A, which is review and approve the historic sign at 40 Gold Dust Trail. And this is continued from the May 11, 2026 meeting. The recommendation is to approve the sign for the Kingdom Hall of Jehovah's Witnesses, which is located within the historic district.
I don't know if, just briefly, the DRC reviewed an application for the remodel of the building back in, what was it, August of last year. And one of the requirements is that they had a historical plaque. We talked about this in May. We were missing 2 committee members, knowing one would be very interested in it. We decided to continue so that John and Sandy can contribute to the conversation if they had things to contribute. So John sent us some information and Tom forwarded that to the committee. So hopefully everybody saw that. Other than that, I have nothing else to report on this.
You're waiting for us to go ahead or not?
Yeah. And I think our assumption was correct that John had some comments. So I don't know if John, you want to talk about what you have discovered in the little while?
Yeah. So I know that there's been some conversation between you and ARSA and
John, if you can use your microphone, that'd be.
so why don't you go ahead and I'm looking at the language right now. So.
Okay, so the application is great. One, thank you for delaying until I got back from travels. But I look at the application, it was hard to read it, the scale and whatnot, but I got all the data. And I have 2 questions or 2 issues that I think are relevant. First of all, their proposal for location had me a little concerned. They're proposing to take their main sign, which is now perpendicular to the road, and turn it 90 degrees so you see it from the road, which makes perfect sense. Okay. But they're proposing to put their plaque on the site, kind of where the sign current is, that isn't viewable unless you're in the parking lot. And they do chain the parking lot off. So essentially you'd be trespassing to go look at it. It's not very visible. Okay, well, I'm looking at their sheet. Yeah.
On one, and it's. Okay, so it's number 4, their note for number 4, which is.
Their sign.
Post, which is right on the.
Street, right away.
Trail.
All right. And so if you look at it currently, it's back inside to the parking area. I have a photo of that on one of the slides. Okay. And it's hard. Well, I guess you can see it because you're going up and down the road. But yeah, their site plan shows it being back faced front, and currently it's back. Well, if you were to take and go to the video slide that I gave you.
So if you point to where.
Yeah, on the plans.
So it's number 4 on there, and kind of put your cursor on it, which is right where the
Right. They're right there. But if you look at the current location right now, it's perpendicular where they want to put the information plaque. And I don't have a problem with their changing their location. It makes perfect sense to move their sign out. But I think that's,
I thought your comment was that this plaque would require people to trespass onto the property and I
that
don't
is
think-
correct.
No, it's on the road.
No, it's not. Where you have your cursor, that's the orientation of, yeah, that's the orientation number 4. That's the new orientation of their main sign.
No, number 4, based on the notes on the sheet keynote says historical plaque on post.
It says, if you look at note 4, it says Kingdom Hall Jehovah's Witness sign.
I think there is,
And then the number 2 is the plaque detail, okay, which is back inside the site.
number 2 is
Do you
the
have it in
plaque.
front of you, Sandy? Do you know what I'm kind of talking about?
So what I'm seeing though, if you look on. Yeah, so.
That sign. Yeah,
What are they? Octagons or whatever these, I know. Scrolling over to the right side of the sheet. Scroll
that's,
down.
that's, okay.
Oh, sorry, scroll up. Oh, this sign, sheet, keynotes, that shape has a 4 in it, which is different than the circles.
I'm telling you that if you look at the detail for the plaque,
I see how, and
that's
maybe.
the main, that's their main sign. That's a new sign. I have no problem with that. That's
Yeah.
perfect and it's,
That church sign is number 3, which is the monument sign. So I think those call outs are different. See where it says plaque details, that's a circle with a 2 in it. And this is, what shape is that? With 6 sides.
Hexagon.
Hexagon, thank you, with a 4 in it. Because I don't see where a 2 on the site plan is, I see a 2, which has a hexagon, which says protect existing fence. So to me, these hexagons, I think they put these details on a sheet, on this, like added them to this site plan when they already had things called out 1, 2, 3, 4.
So John, if the sign was placed where that cursor is on Gold Dust Trail, would you be okay with it, that location?
it's facing Cold Front Trail.
Yeah,
And that's fine. There's a power pole. If you go to my slide, actually, there's a fire hydrant a little further south that's more closer to the mine office. And that's probably even a better place. It doesn't conflict with their sign. But I do maintain that I've blown up the picture of the site plan and that they were showing that their new building sign was rotated 90 degrees and brought out to the front. But maybe I'm wrong, but I wish they were here to explain that.
So
I think.
based on the building plans that I have
Okay.
seen,
So you see that sign is, their main sign is there.
and I don't think they're rotating it. I think they're keeping it the same. They're virtually just refacing that sign.
Okay, that's not the way I read the site plan.
Yes, and then the plaque will be right in front, maybe where that, is that a no parking sign?
Pretty much right where the.
The
Telephone
jw.org
pole is.
sign, so right there. The blue
Well,
sign.
According to this site plan, it would be almost closer to the power pole, which would be fine to me, facing that direction.
okay, so with that clarification, if that's,
Yeah,
we just
good.
clarified, then it would be
I
okay with you.
suggest the better side is down towards the fire hydrant.
Towards the fire hydrant.
If we could get a clarification upon that, Susan?
So like at the corner, right next to the resident, like right there in that
There you go,
corner.
next to one of those yellow safety things. It doesn't impede anything and it doesn't detract from their sign. And it just is an identification of what you're looking at.
Is that an okay place for people to pull over and look at a sign if the parking lot is shut down?
Say again?
Is that an okay place for someone to pull over and look at a sign?
There are no really good places
Okay.
on Skunk Hollow, no.
I didn't think so.
So it's a one-lane road.
Yeah,
period.
exactly, yeah,
So I'm thinking those who do the walking trail, the handout we have,
Right.
the walking trail.
right.
That would catch, their eye, it's there, as opposed to being back on the building or being back into the parking lot with that chain in place. Because they're not moving any power poles or anything, I assume.
Right.
No. So that was the first question I had, is the orientation should be to Skunk Hollow, or to, Old.
Yes.
And then the second one was they're proposing a very nice bronze plaque, but the text that they proposed, I blew up so I could read it. And it basically said essential to the gold rush era, the former mine office was used to implement da, 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 da. It was not exactly what I thought was correct. So I sent it to Ed, our one historian, who said, no, that's not quite right. And then I looked at some of the other artifact signs we have here, and that didn't seem to substantiate it. So Ed, thankfully, he came back with some more research. He actually reached out to a former archivist from the county, who's no longer in this county, but anyway, who had more information and suggested some additional language, which I think is pretty good. If the committee gets a chance to read that language and weighs in on that language.
Did everyone get a chance to read it?
Did not, I'll be honest. Can we pull it up?
I have it right here.
Sharon, have you had a chance to read it?
Yeah.
Okay, it's part of some of the information shared at Miners Bend. You were very active. in it.
Well, why don't I go ahead and read it real quick?
Okay,
Old Eureka Mine Office, the original office of the old Eureka Mine, built in the 1850s, stood here. The old Eureka was established when a number of mines and claims in the area were consolidated. Alvinza Hayward, a successful California financier and businessman, used the office after acquiring control of the mines in 1859. The fortune he realized from the mines made him one of the wealthiest men in California. In 1924, the old Eureka was consolidated with the nearby Central Eureka mine, and after 1930, all of the ore produced came from the old Eureka underground property. Mining was interrupted during World War II, but continued after the war, finally closing in the 1950s. The old Eureka produced gold for 100 years. Most recently, the historic office building was occupied by the Sutter Creek Congregation of the Jehovah's Witnesses since, and it has a question mark there. The original mine vault remains intact within the new structure.
and I thought I thought that was pretty extensive. And I fed that back and looked at Miners Bend and the other plaques that talk about the old Eureka that are
Mhm.
right there on the Main Street, Old 49. And they seem to be compatible with that information, but shared a little bit more in depth about the mine office and the vault, all of which I think is informative. So I don't mind anybody wanting to tweak that language, but I think that's better than what they proposed. Then it was also proposed that, again, to save them some money, because I've gotten people who tell me what the price of brass plaques are, and then the ones we used, like the Wyndham Mine and some other ones on the Eureka, and then the ones for Miners Bend and the Knight Foundry, those are called, Ed knew what they were called because he was active with all of that, and so he sent a piece of information to Cook, and then he also sent it to a photographer / historian in Amador County, Larry Anger, who deals with fossil signs or fossil graphics. And those are the ones that did all of Miners Bend,
Mhm.
and they're cost effective in addition, and they last. They're a laminate that lasts. Maybe Susan has some feelings about that too, because you,
Yeah, no, I'm good with that. The metal ones tend to get stolen.
yeah, the brass gets.
The brass gets stolen, and even the iron ones can, if they're not maintained, can get rusty, and
And the beauty of a fossil
that's the
graphics,
fossil, the material that,
yeah,
that Larry Andrew.
and so
Right.
that's in the last email shows that that could also include a photo.
A photo, which is
Yeah.
kind of cool. Yeah.
I think is great. And so I would suggest that to them. And I think what I would suggest is if the committee wanted, or the city wanted, one or two members of this committee could actually try and talk to somebody with the applicants and see if that'll fly with them, because I think it should fly with them.
I think they were waiting for us to tell them
Yes.
what they wanted. So if you want to put what you just said into the form of a motion, I
Okay.
think then we give that to them, and I think
I
they're.
would like this
good-
committee to propose to the applicant that they do a fossil graphic type
With the errata
Plaque.
verbiage.
with the verbiage submitted by others and a location that faces gold dust, either at the power pole or further down, but at least oriented in that direction. Yeah, the Fossil Graphics Company can then include the picture. Actually, I would make a suggestion that they crop the picture to make the mine office more prominent. And I would suggest that too. And so I'm available for that. Larry Angiers, I talked to today, actually. He was busy on the 4th of July. And of course, Ed and this Deborah Cook, all would be helpful to them. If we can find somebody local or in Chicago, they're architects, that we could communicate with.
I have a motion. Do I have a second? Any public comments or questions? All those in favor? Aye.
That was
Opposed?
way too easy. Their crowd.
Yeah,
I can go to a swim party.
okay. It is 5:21 and we are adjourned.
Thank you.